Oh, this is a different cigarette. Okay, so it's December 24th, and just got home from work. And it's funny because I went to do laundry today. And while I was there, it was raining and pouring, and my feet were getting wet because I was wearing Crocs. This one's Winston Blue, so it's different. Different taste. Very strong. So So while I was waiting in the laundromat, I was like, heck, let me go and buy some shoes with. Let me go buy some boots for the winter, Some nice boots. So I went and I got 50% off on 2 pairs of boots. I got a good price, And it's funny because so that was good. I got boots, and then I came home and then I got into a whole argument with these like idiots that are animal lovers, and they're like the scum of the earth. They treat people like trash, And it's funny because like I'm an animal lover. I love my animals, and I care for my animals and everything, but I'll never treat another human being like garbage because of an animal, The only time I'll treat someone like garbage is if they're bullying someone else, like they do on these Facebook groups. Someone posts that they want to rehome an animal, and then they attack them and they abuse them with verbal abuse, saying, all these nasty things about them, that they're animal abusers and whatnot. So when they start acting like that, that's when I start telling them that they're fecal matter and they're worth nothing, because if you're treating another person like crap because of you having a different opinion and a different view on things and telling them that they're abusive and everything, then they're just bad people, Good day at work. Good day at work. Thank God, I have this other coworker, she did everything. She wanted to do everything, so I let her. I'm not gonna fight. They want to do whatever they want to do. I'm not gonna fight. So it's funny because talking about animal lovers, I was watching this video on the way back. You heard of Tiger King, like the whole fiasco, the crazy fiasco. So there's this guy. His name is Tim Stark, and he knew Joe Exotic, and there's like a whole crew of Americans that like to have like zoos, and they like to just own exotic animals. And then when they start getting successful, then the big guys that have animals, they want to be the only ones, right? So they start making lawsuits against these small-time owners that are getting successful. They try to take them out, like take out their competition legally by saying, oh, they're abusing the animals, like PETA. They come and like what Carol did to Joe Exotic, basically, by coming after him when he actually really, really loved the animals, and he was good to his, even though he didn't pay them much, but, he loved people and he was friendly and everything else, So this guy, Tim Stark, I love the way he it's exactly how I feel. I love the way he described his interaction with human beings, He said, I love people, but I hate them. So he explained, he said, this guy right here. He said, like with all the money that he came up with as Tim Stark, he was talking about Tiger King, he loved the animals, but he loved the people the same, He was very friendly, and he would send money to families that are in need, and he would help people out, but as soon as they started coming after him, he hated them. And he's like, you know what? Just because I'm nice, it doesn't mean you can fuck with me, basically. So that's how I feel. I love people. I love to help them out. I really do love people. I care for them. Like if I have a guest in my house, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be happy. But if you're going to fuck with me and disrespect me because I'm nice, I'm going to hate you and I'm going to come after you. And I'm going to fight. fight back, you know? Even though I'm not really good with confrontation. I'm not a very confrontational person because the other day, this Israeli, or was it today? This Israeli, yeah, it was the other day. Two Israeli women tried to skip me in line. One successfully did, and I didn't say anything because it stresses me to be confrontational and be like, hey, you know, I'm here, why are you skipping me, you know? But I really love that guy's, how he explains his relationship with people, you know? This Tim Stark, you know? He's like one of the normal animal lovers. He's not gonna go after anybody. He's not gonna accuse anyone of abusing anybody. He's just living his life, you know? But when these people come after him, he goes after them, you know? And he told Joe Exotic, he said to Joe, he said, Joe, when Carol Baskin started to write articles about him, how he's abusing animals, he said, Joe, don't mess with her. She has more power than you. She's gonna wipe you out. And she did. And basically what happened was, first of all, this Tim Stark, his name is Tim Stark. Yeah, this Tim Stark from Tiger King, yeah. So he said that he had told Joe Exotic, he told Joe not to take the cubs away from the mother for the first 15 days. Let them be with the mother so they can get a good immune system. And at one point most of the time he would right when they're born, he would take the cubs away from the tiger. And he would feed them with formula. And at that point, at one time, all his cubs were dying on him, 30 of them. So Carol Baskin came after him and said, oh, he's abusing animals, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out that the formula he was feeding these cubs was getting them sick and making them die. So he fixed the problem, but he was never abusing animals, like Carol Baskin says. And I actually think that Carol Baskin is a bad person. I believe she killed her husband. And I believe that she's a hypocrite in every way. Whatever she says about other people is what she is, really. So that's just my views of the day and my thoughts about my relationship with people and everything else. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting thing to share. And I came home. My cats, they expect treats, you know, so I gave them tuna and I gave the one antibiotics because he still has, you know, it's interesting. Right when I got my Amber, my orange cat, he came to me with a injured arm. So I took him to the vet, and the vet said that, oh, it's going to heal. He's going to lick it, and it's going to heal. I take him back to the vet again, and the vet didn't remember what I said, and he's like, oh, what he said. And he's like, why didn't you bring him in for this? I said, I did, but you said that it will heal on his own. He'll just lick it, you know? So, turns out that the guy said, the vet said that he got bitten by another cat, so that's why it's infected. So now I see that he's on antibiotics. I see suddenly his arm is healing, you know, because it was infected, apparently. So, that's interesting. Anyhow, that's the story about this Tim Stark and Tiger King and everything else. Have a good night.